Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. My name is Mohammed Oummih. I am the Director of English for Africa, and I've been invited by Calliope to present to you our new internationally accredited TEFL course. You'll notice that the logos on this presentation are English for Africa, Calliope, Bridges, and of course, Cambridge University, Exam Center, and Teaching Qualification Center. That's because we are an approved Cambridge University Teaching Qualification Center. I founded the company in 2019. We are located in McNass, and we have been running CELTA courses since 2020. To date, we have trained over 200 CELTA candidates. So that's more than 200 people who've come through our center and who have attained their CELTA certificate thanks to us. We've been doing Delta training since 2022, and we run other teacher training courses as well, including how to teach IELTS and train the trainer. And believe it or not, this is me with 30 years of ELT experience. I've been a CELTA trainer since 2013. I have helped other people become CELTA trainers. I am and have been a language director, an education project manager, translator, writer. I have taught and trained teachers in way too many places to count. Let's just say I have not trained people in South America yet. Everywhere else, basically, yes. And as you can see from the picture, I'm a nice guy on my good days. Now for the TEFL course. The TEFL course that we are offering, the internationally approved TEFL course in communicative language teaching, is based on communicative language teaching methodology. There are three main foundations to the communicative language teaching approach. The first is learner-centeredness. What that means is that when we plan and teach our lessons, we aim to put the learner at the center of the learning process. That means that we keep in mind what the learner needs. We keep in mind their cultural context, their languages, and their interactions with each other. We try to have interactions in the classroom that permit for meaningful communication. In other words, our classes provide opportunities for students to practice authentic language production. In other words, it's not just writing or doing exercises or copying from the board. There's actual real-life communication going on. In communicative language teaching, there's also a focus on form. So learner-centeredness and meaningful communication are great for fluency and for memorization. But we want them to memorize. We want students to memorize and to learn and to practice using the correct form, whether that's meaning, form, or pronunciation. It has to be correct. And so we clarify language in communicative language teaching approach. We clarify language in a very explicit manner. We do it in a way which is not teacher-centered, but learner-centered, using deductive learning and guided discovery. I shall now discuss with you the components of the course. You can see them here: guided lesson observations, input sessions, micro-teaching, teaching practice, reflective practice, 120 hours of study, and certification by CPD UK. I'll describe all of these to you one by one right now, beginning with guided lesson observations. When I designed this course, I made certain to include the components I mentioned earlier because I strongly believe that they will lead to teachers, both novice and experienced teachers, acquiring the knowledge and getting the practice and feedback they need to become knowledgeable, expert, internationally recognized teachers of English as a foreign language. Guided lesson observations are where you, the candidate, sit in a classroom that is taught by a teacher. The class lasts for 90 minutes and is followed immediately by a focus, and sorry, it lasts for 90 minutes and focuses on a specific lesson type or aspect of teaching EFL. So for example, it might be a receptive skills lesson, a productive skills lesson, a functions or vocabulary lesson. Or we might ask you to focus on certain aspects of classroom management. How well is monitoring being done? How well is the board being used? And it's not enough just to watch. Watching is not nearly as instructive as interaction. And this is why the 90-minute lesson observations are followed up by 90-minute debriefs. These debriefs are not just a trainer talking at you. We do tasks, we replay parts of the lesson that we have just watched. We debunk it, we try to understand why certain parts of the lesson worked well and others didn't, and how we can improve them. It's dynamic, it's interactive, and it's the kind of thing that will help you to learn. Next are our input sessions. Our input sessions focus to a very large part on classroom management, which includes actually managing the classroom, the micro teaching, the setting of tasks, getting feedback on tasks, how to give instructions, how to use the board and monitor students correctly. Language clarification, in other words, helping students to understand the meaning, form, and communication of the language we want them to learn. And lesson planning. How do we organize our lessons in order to make learning happen in the classroom? Secondly, professional development. After all, we are professionals and we want to continue to develop and we want to be recognized as professionals. So in our professional development input sections, we'll focus partly on how to find good work, the work you deserve, both inside of Morocco and elsewhere. So writing a CV, succeeding in interviews, how to do a demonstration lesson, but also how to continue to develop yourself as teachers once the course is over. And finally, we have input sessions on different teaching contexts. The course that we are offering will provide you the opportunity to develop these, to think about different types of contexts in which we teach English. For example, business English, young learners, mainly we'll be discussing teaching adults and older young learners. Next, we have micro-teaching. Micro-teaching is where you teach your fellow candidates. The aim is to develop your teaching skills in a safe place alongside your colleagues and your trainer. Teaching practice, a little bit more challenging, is where you teach real students, and this is where you get to showcase the progress that you're making on the course. Both of these are followed by group feedback sessions where we kind of take apart in a very constructive, kind, and supportive way the lessons that you taught. It's stressful. It can be quite stressful, but the stress helps you to learn actually. And of course, the trainers that will be with you have been specifically trained to be supportive in giving feedback. The oral feedback sessions will focus on specific aspects of your teaching and will help you to understand what you are doing well and more even, just as importantly, not what you're doing not so well and how to improve. Specific tips, specific advice on things that you're doing in the classroom or in planning your lesson from your trainers. And this is followed up by individual written feedback. So the oral feedback is conducted as a group because we learn from each other's lessons. You watch each other teach, and then you watch and participate in the feedback we give you. The individual feedback is private. We give it to you on a piece of paper. We send it to you by email, basically. And it allows you to have a document that you can refer back to and that you can use when planning or teaching your next lessons as support. The next component of the course is reflective practice. You will have an assignment called the guided journal task, in which you will be helped to reflect on the teaching and the learning that you're doing. Reflective practice is an absolutely fundamental aspect of developing as a teacher. What it means is knowing who you are as a teacher, what you do well, and it aims to help you take control of your own professional development. When you're on a course, you're guided by your trainer. It's great. But are you going to stop learning, stop improving once you leave your course? Our aim is to make you lifelong learners of your craft. And you can become lifelong learners of your craft by learning how to teach yourselves, knowing who you are, understanding what your development needs are, and most importantly, learning to keep track of your development so that you're constantly aware of what you need to do next to improve. This TEFL course is a 120-hour course. The certificate will be for 120 hours. This is not a magical number, but it kind of is, because this is a number that a lot of Asian countries in particular require to have on a certificate. Now, the fact is that there are lots of certificates that are conducted fully online. You click some buttons and you get your 120-hour certificate, and you pay, I don't know, 30 euros, 50 euros, but you don't learn how to teach. We teach you how to teach, and we give you the 120-hour certificate you need, with accreditation from CPD UK. CPD UK has been around for close to 30 years, and they've been accrediting organizations, not just teaching, but all sorts of organizations worldwide for all of that time. Their job is to take a look at our course, basically, and see if it meets international standards for a TEFL qualification. With this stamp on your certificate, you will have international recognition for the quality of the training that we are providing. So as I said, 120 hours. It's a part-time course conducted over 16 weeks. You will study 1.5 days per week. Each month, you will have 1 week off in order to do assignments, to relax, and to have some personal time. The meetings, the meetings, this is a face-to-face course, obviously. Let's not forget that, will be either on the weekday evenings or on the weekend. Who is this course for? Well, it's either for practicing teachers. I think many of you are practicing teachers who are looking for an international certificate, recognition of the skills that you will have acquired or that you already have. They're looking for a certificate that will help them compete on the job market and to develop skills and knowledge that will help you develop on the job market. However, that's not enough. I think that if you sign up for a TEFL course, it really is to learn. And it's because you yourselves are not quite certain that you are doing the job that you know you're capable of. This is why we want to make you the teachers that you can be. And the course is also for students in higher education who have the same aims, obviously. In order to take part, you must have at least a B2 level in English and a baccalaureate diploma. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So that's a lot of talking from me. I see that some hands are raised. I'm going to invite you to ask me questions. Let me just say, first of all, I'm so happy to have had the opportunity to talk to all of you. I know that you are in contact with Calliope, which is our privileged partner in this endeavor. The idea for a TEFL course was mine originally, but it's also Calliope's idea because we share the desire, the drive, the commitment to improve language learning in Morocco. From my perspective, it's because I'm a teacher and I want to help other teachers like me. But more than anything, I want students to have good experiences in the classroom. The people I care about the most, sorry, they're not the teachers, they are the students. And I want to help you become better teachers for the benefit of our students, for the benefit of everyone we live and work alongside. Like I said, too much talking for me, time for your questions. I don't think that you can activate your microphones, so perhaps if you have questions, you can type them in the chat. Is that possible? Here we go. Zainab, are these courses online? No, no, it's not an online course. No, this is a face-to-face course taught by our trainers in the classroom. We could have created an online course with a Moodle and have a lot more people participating, make things a lot simpler for us. But we understand that you prefer face-to-face courses. So we've gone out of our way to create a face-to-face course to partner with a school like Calliope that has the facilities to welcome you to a face-to-face course. I do train teachers online. They are successful courses, they work, but also I know that a lot of teachers don't feel ready or comfortable yet to take the courses like these online. So we are coming to you. Which city is in Casablanca? My goodness. Where would you like the course to be? Okay, no, I'm joking. It is in Casablanca and in Fas and in Rabat. So we're starting in 3 cities because these are the 3 cities where we have partners and trainers. And I just want to say, Sukaina, you gave me a compliment just now. Thank you for your compliment. You said it was informative and clear. Well, thank you very much. It's not in Meknes, it's in Fes, Abdelghani. Meknes is where English for Africa is located. Perhaps in the future we'll run a course in Meknes, but for now it'll be in Fes, Rabat, and Casablanca. Okay, there's questions about the location. Yeah, so Ahmad is asking if it's free. It's not a free course, Ahmad. It's a course that requires a lot of investment on our part. So Shema, I'm coming to that. Shema wants to know how much it costs. We have set the price at 5,000 dirhams plus VAT for a total of 6,000 dirhams. I know this is a lot of money for a lot of you, but it's also a lot less than what you would pay, for example, on a CELTA course. A CELTA course can be 3 times as expensive. And what you need to know is that this TEFL course is designed along the same principles as a CELTA course, designed by myself. I, of course, have been doing CELTA training for a long time. I'm also a Delta trainer. And so the principles and foundations of your training are excellent because they're mine. Okay, sorry. Why not in Jadida? I love that question, Amina. Why not in Jadida? I love Jadida. But the reason why not is because we don't have trainers in Jadida yet. Take the course with us, become a trainer, and you can run the course in Jadida. Why not? So bad for other cities like SV and Jadida. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. What are the advantages of getting a CELTA certificate, and what's the difference between a CELTA and TEFL course? These are great questions because it's just so much confusion. All these acronyms, right? But actually, it's very simple. TEFL is a blanket term. It's an umbrella term. It means teaching English as a foreign language. Any course you take is a TEFL course. Any course you take to help you improve your teaching, is a TEFL course. Okay? All of them, including the CELTA. So TEFL, CELTA, they're not separate. CELTA is a type of TEFL course. Delta is a type of TEFL course. Okay? Now, we called our course the TEFL course in communicative language teaching because we don't want to confuse people. It's a TEFL course, and we know that this is what people will recognize in Morocco. So that's what we called it. So what is the benefit of a CELTA? The benefit of a CELTA is that you learn how to teach. The benefit of the TEFL is that you learn how to teach. The added benefit of a CELTA is that it's a Cambridge certificate, very vigorous and very demanding. The TEFL course is a little bit less demanding, very supportive. We're going to make you good teachers, excellent teachers, inshallah. And it's cheaper because it's not a Cambridge certificate. We don't have to employ Cambridge trainers, CELTA trainers who are very expensive. Let me see, there are a few questions that I want to go back to. The cost is 5,000 dirhams plus VAT for a total of 6,000 dirhams, all inclusive. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee sometime, that's extra. It's not included. What does it take to become a trainer? Contact me. Send me an email. I'll let you know what it takes to become a trainer. I'm always looking for trainers. I want other people to be teacher trainers in Morocco. One of our programs at EfA, English for Africa, is the WITT, Webinar Initiative for Teacher Training. If you have something that you know how to do as a teacher, or something you want to learn how to do, contact me. I'll help you put together a teacher training session, a workshop, 1 hour to 90 minutes long. We'll advertise it, and this will be your chance to step foot into the world of teacher training. We don't get any money for it. You don't have to pay. It's all free, and it's all to help teachers become better teachers in Morocco. Where exactly in Fes? It's at Calliope's headquarters in Fes. So Calliope has an office in Fes. All of these questions, you will be able to get very specific, detailed information about them, about the logistics, I mean, by contacting Calliope. So very important remark from Salwa. Awesome. I agree. It is awesome. Thank you. Next, are the courses allowed me to have a certificate teach English abroad? So this is a good question. It's a question from Sana. What you have to understand, guys, is that the TEFL world, EFL, our business, is not regulated. There's no international body that says you can or can't teach abroad. It doesn't exist. A certificate is as good as its reputation. So we went to an international body which has a great reputation, CPD. Getting a job internationally, it's not about the certificate, it's about the candidate, who you are. People with a CELTA, they get their foot in the door, they have lots more opportunities, but they don't necessarily get the job because employers care about the person they're hiring more than they care about the piece of paper. Trust me, I've hired people in lots of other countries. I look for a second at their certificate, but what I really care about is how well they come off at interview and when they do their demonstration lesson. Of course, a lot of countries require teachers to have a minimum qualification. So when I was talking earlier about the 120-hour minimum, I'm talking about several countries, including China, in Asia, where you must show that you've taken a 120-hour course in order for them to be able to get you a work visa. But actually getting the job is more complicated than that, right? It's about knowing how to get a job. And by the way, this is one of the things that we're going to talk about on the course. It's how to find work, how to apply for work, how to succeed in looking for work in Morocco and internationally. Have we started? No, the first course, inshallah, will be in late January for 4 months. So it's basically during the school year, so that you're free by the time summer comes with your brand new certificate. Mubarak says, what countries are you allowed to teach in when you get a CELTA certificate? I think I answered this question. It's not that you're allowed to teach in a country or not, it's that employers love the CELTA. right? And they love the CELTA because it's rigorous. People know it's Cambridge. They know the CELTA. That's basically why. It's not because of it's not going to get you the job. It's going to get you your foot in the door, basically. Bahija said, like TESOL, TEFL, same. There's basically no difference when it comes to the training you get. That within the teaching profession, TEFL is a little bit different from TESOL. TESOL is for speakers of other languages, English for speakers of other languages. The difference is the context. You can do TESOL inside of an English-speaking country. TEFL is usually outside of an English-speaking country. What does B2 in English mean? B2 refers to the European Framework of Reference for Languages. So the European Union designed a framework for languages with levels from A to C. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. B2 is basically an upper intermediate level. So most of you probably have a B2, maybe a high B1, but I guess that most of you have a B2. You can know your real level by taking an online test or by coming to us. You'll apply to be on the course and we'll guide you to understand what your level is and whether you are capable of taking this course with us. Let's see, lots of thank you so much. No, Hasna, TEFL is not an official certificate. No, it's an acronym. It means teaching English as a foreign language. Um, there are all sorts of TEFL courses, all sorts, lots of different kinds, hundreds, if not thousands. Let's see. Thank you. I'm going to read this. It's very nice, Osama. Thank you for this gorgeous online meeting. Yes. And you asked the question, what's the difference between TESOL and TEFL? Teaching English as a foreign language, which means that the people who are learning it, for them, it's a foreign language. It's not the language being spoken in their country. TESOL includes both TEFL and people who are learning English in countries where English is generally the most common language, countries like the UK or Australia. Felgati Rania says CELTA is 22,000 dirhams. Yeah, no, it's actually with us, it's less. If you take the CELTA with us, it's depending on the format or where you take it, 14,500 for an online CELTA, and between 17 and 19,000, depending on the city and the format, for the face-to-face or mixed mode CELTA. This is meaningful. Is it possible to follow the course only with a high school degree? Yeah, it is. Badia, no problem. Sorry, I think I'm pronouncing your name the wrong way. I should say Badia, is that right? Sorry. I do speak Darija, okay, but not that well. I'm doing my best. And Selwa will be contacting us, inshallah. That's great. I have a TESOL methodology certificate. This is from Iman. Is it enough to get a job outside of Morocco? Like I said, getting a job outside of Morocco depends on much, much more than what kind of certificate you have. Okay, having a certificate with which is accredited by an organization that is reputable will help. So our certificate, CPD UK, Continued Professional Development UK, that will help. So most schools in Europe ask about international English certificate. What do you think about this point? So it depends on what they mean by international, right? Like I said, this is not a regulated industry. The word international can mean absolutely anything. You get a baccalaureate in Morocco and you go to another country, it's an international certificate. It's international, right? So it really doesn't mean anything. For them, when they say international, what they mean is the accrediting body is high class. It's recognized by everybody, right? Secretly, what they mean is they're European or North American or Australian accrediting bodies. Okay, They run the show, guys, right? Partly because it's their language, but mainly because they've got the dough, they've got the money, right? So we've got to kowtow to that fact. Um, so to answer your question, what's the point? What do I think about this point? I think that it's not very relevant because, like I said, an international certificate is what you can make it appear to be to your potential employer. Finding work, finding a job, it's about you much more than it is about the certificate. What's useful about our training is that we will teach you how to be a good teacher. And that's what's most important. When you're looking for work, if you're a good teacher, you'll find the work. Okay? You will. Probably. No, you will, definitely. Course information. So the course information, you have to reach out to Calliope. I actually don't have access to the chat box for some reason. So Madam Abidar, Abidar, yes. Could you provide them with this information, please? How they can apply, everything that they need to know in order to actually proceed with the application process. What's better, CELTA or TEFL? CELTA is better if you've got the money. Also, if you got the energy, the time, and the commitment, right? The CELTA is tough, and it's a lot. Um, so I'm not going to try to sell one over the other. It really depends on you, okay? If you know that you're not going to get the money together for a CELTA anytime soon, do the TEFL, okay? Um, because the TEFL is a lot cheaper and it'll give you the basics of foundation in communicative language teaching. If you do the TEFL, you find a great job, you save up a lot of money, you can go for the CELTA later, right? And then you'll have a Cambridge certificate and you'll have a much easier and better time of it during the course because you'll have taken the TEFL. And a lot of what you need to know to succeed on the CELTA, we will be teaching you on the TEFL. So ML is asking about the schedule. So the schedule will be determined by the local centers where you're taking the course. So either in Fes, Casablanca, or Rabat. When you apply for the course, you will be given the specific timetable for that city. So I'm not giving you a timetable now because they're not going to be the same depending on which city you take the course in. Hasna, yes, we offer the CELTA program online. We also offer it face-to-face with Calliope. Calliope is our partner. We will run it in Casablanca next year, inshallah, in the summer with Calliope. But we also offer the online course year-round. You know, we're constantly running these courses. Let's see, next question. I think that's it. I think that's all of the questions. When can I apply? Thank you, Hasna. If it's the same Hasna, then you're producing lots of really great questions. Thank you. So you can apply now, actually. You can reach out to Calliope. They'll explain to you what the application process is, and we'll take it from there. One thing that I should mention, one of the advantages of this course in particular is the trainer to candidate ratio. Yes, I can see that you're interested, Hasna. We have a maximum of 12 candidates per trainer. And the reason why we don't want to overload our course is because we are giving you individualized feedback on your teaching practice. And that takes time. And so each person is going to get feedback. And when you get feedback, you're getting feedback and alongside with everyone else. So everybody watches you get feedback and participates. So you're learning from your lesson that you're teaching and you're learning from your colleagues' lessons that they're actually teaching. Fatiha, is this course available at any time? Kind of, yeah. I mean, we're going to start offering it in January, inshallah, and then from then on, we're going to continue offering it either in the part-time mode, or format, which will be during the school year, or intensively during the summer? All right. You're welcome. I can have online courses that have internationally interest teachers. So yes, so you can have an online course. You can take the CELTA with us. There are other online courses. Um, the quality of the course will vary tremendously. There'll be courses where you just click, and it doesn't matter what you click, you get your certificate, and you don't learn anything. There are other courses as well. Why TEFL, not CELTA? So we have CELTA. If you want to take the CELTA, take the CELTA. Why take the TEFL instead of the CELTA? It's cheaper. It's more convenient. So this is a part-time course, which is offered in your city, and it's face-to-face part-time. What can we expect, or what are the main headlines you can share with us of what we're going to see? So I just went through all of that in quite some detail in the presentation. We're going to, I hope, publish this webinar, and you'll be able to watch it again. Sukaina is a sweetheart. She's complimenting me again. Your response is clarified. It was well prepared, engaging session. Yay. Okay. Would the payment be per month? Is there any possibility of choosing monthly payment? I actually don't know. That's going to depend on Calliope and their policies towards that. So you can ask them when you register. Where is it going to be published? I don't know. I don't know. So Madam Abidar, can you tell us if they're going to have access to the recording? How is that possible? I really don't know about that. TEFL is more specific to teaching English abroad. TESOL is broader term than kids is teaching it. No. Yes. Okay, kind of. Okay. When we're talking about courses that teachers take to become teachers, they're basically the same. A TEFL and a TESOL course, same difference, same methodology. Okay. But when you actually work in a place, the context where you work can have a different appellation. It can be a TEFL context where the students are learning English as a foreign language. TESOL is for both TEFL and for people learning English in languages where English is already spoken. If you were looking to become a trainer, Iman, you can. I can't write in the chat. I would give you my email, guys. Madam Abidar, can you share my? I don't know why I can't chat with you. Can you share my contact information with them somehow? This is a good question. Karima, what's the difference between online courses to get the TEFL and attend classes to get it? The biggest difference is that when you attend classes to get it, you know what you're getting from us. You know Calliope, you know English for Africa. You're getting a high quality course. You want to learn, you go to people who know how to teach, right? When you do an online course, you may or may not learn something, okay, depending on the provider. There are advantages. Maybe it's more convenient, but maybe it's not, right? It's a package, you know. I'm not much of a salesperson, okay? I'm not trying to sell you one over the other. It depends on you. You know, you think about what you need, what you want, okay? You get an online. Okay, let me put it this way. I would not give an interview to someone whose certificate is from an online provider, unless if it's a accredited, internationally accredited. So again, internationally accredited, CPD UK, Cambridge, Trinity, etc. Those Arizona State TEFLs that you get online, yeah, you don't have to know anything to do those. You just write, you know, click. So I don't know if I did a good job of answering that question, but I've already answered it. So I'll go try to find an easier one. how much time the CELTA program online takes. This is from Hasna. It's an 11-week program. So since the sessions are on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, or on the weekday during the evening, these are courses which are designed for practicing teachers. Okay, great. Madam Abidar, the recording will be shared with all attendees. Fantastic. You put my email down. Great. I'm going to receive lots of really sweet emails, lots of compliments again. Okay, let me see if there are any questions I haven't answered yet. That's it. Okay, fine. So we've been together for like 45 minutes. Yeah, so that email is better. admin@englishforafrica.net is better. Iman is asking if I will be one of the trainers. That's a really good question, Iman. I'm not going to be one of the trainers on this course. However, um, I'm personally training the trainers on this course. We started the training process a month ago. I'm making sure that your trainers are highly qualified and specifically trained to train on this course. And once they finish their training, they're going to get a certificate from me, from English for Africa, certifying that they are top-notch qualified trainers. And I will be personally assessing each course. That means that I'm going to observe your trainers training you to make sure that they're doing a job which is up to the standard. Are you saying that the online program is not as good as the offline program? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the online can mean lots of different things. So we do the CELTA online, but it's a course where you teach online and where we give you feedback on your teaching online and where you have access to internationally qualified trainers. If you have a training course that ticks those boxes, it might be just as good as a face-to-face course, okay? The quality of a course, it's like the certificate that you have. The quality of a certificate, it's as good as the people who gave you the certificate, who are training you, okay? Whether it's online or face-to-face, it's as good as the provider is. If it's a great provider, which has teaching practice, gives you feedback, that cares about you. I mean, we care about you. It's true, we care, honestly. The trainers, your trainers, they care. They're people that I've worked with a lot in the past, and they care. They're going to help you become better teachers. Let's see. It takes, how long does it take? It's a 4-month program, Abdul Sadiq. And sorry, I like questions, but I like compliments even better. Fruitful, insightful. Yeah, thank you, man. They're about, so Fuzia, these courses are about teaching in general. No, these are courses about teaching English as a foreign language. If you're teaching a subject like science or math in English, it could be helpful. I trained people on the CELTA course who didn't teach English as a foreign language. They were teaching other subject matter in English. But the course is not specifically designed for that. What you're talking about is CLIL, Content Language Integrated Learning, which is something that I've trained teachers in quite a bit. We can develop courses like that for you if you're interested. Just contact Calliope or me. We would like to work with specific institutions. So if you work for a school that does English or science teaching in English, we can help train you and the other teachers in your school to develop methodologies, content, approaches that will help you deliver that to your students. How much does the online CELTA cost? 14,500 dirhams is our price. That's 14,500. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys have more questions. So as we said before, all you have to do now is contact Madam Abidar, and she will guide you through the application process. She'll explain everything that you need to know. I'm so looking forward to this because, I've been training teachers in Morocco for almost 5 years now. And Iman, yes, I think it's expensive for some people. It's cheap for some people. With regards to the actual quality that you're getting, it's not expensive because you're getting a lot of work from a lot of different people coming together around you to lift you up as a teacher. So let me go back to what I was saying. I've been training, doing CELTA in Morocco for a long time, and I've been frustrated because I know the CELTA is too expensive for most people in Morocco. The course we're offering now is a third of the price of a face-to-face CELTA course. I know it's still expensive for a lot of people, but it's much more affordable the way it is now. And my goal in setting up English for Africa was to reach as many teachers as possible. Because like I said, it's the students that we care about, and students need teachers that know what they're doing. And that's why I'm training teachers. And so this course, yeah, Abdelhani, it is an investment. You're absolutely right. This course is our way of trying to expand the field to help more people take teacher development courses that they need in order to improve language education in Morocco. I'm not good at saying goodbye. Um, Miriam, it's 5,000 plus VAT, that's 6,000. Um, Goodbye. I'll miss you. You're welcome, Khadija. See you soon, Abdelghani. All right, Layla, take care. Thanks for the compliments. Astonishing way to give answers. Astonishing. Thank you. All right. Goodbye. Bye, guys.